So, what is WestCan?
So Westcan, we are a Caribbean folk performing company. It was founded about 45 years ago, right here in Montreal, when people from the Caribbean they came and they were feeling homesick and they were needed to create a space where they can celebrate and be together, fellowship. And celebrate their Caribbean folk culture and heritage, right? So they started dancing and drumming, and hey, I hear you have a brother that does dance. He can come and do some choreographies, and this one does plays, and this one used to drum back home. So that's how it all started. It got together, did what they had to do, and we're still here 45 years later, passing the knowledge of our Caribbean folk heritage from generation to generation.
How did you get into WestCan?
Used to be with another dance group called Restless Group. We had a big presentation, my dance group, WestCan, as well as some others. And during that big performance, I was watching WestCan and I'm like, hey, I kind of like them. I kind of like this. So at the end of the show, I went to the instructor at WestCan, who was Ayana Goy at the time, and I told her that I liked the performance. I actually want to be a part of it. How can I do that? So she told me, we practice here, we practice at this time, this day. I went to that practice. That was back in March 1998, and we are now in 2024, and I'm still here in WestCan.
So, how did you get into WestCan?
Well, my father was in Westcan. My parents were in Westcan before. My father was a drummer, still is a drummer, and my mother was the choir director and a dancer as well. And so I've been in Westcan for as long as I can remember, but actually physically starting to dance in Westcan was probably when I was 13. They tricked me. They told me that I was coming in for just a workshop and it was just to practice and have fun. And then they told me that once I started, I could never get out. And I've been here ever since.
So, how did you get into this business?
Well, my sisters and I were born here, but we shortly after our last sister was born, we moved back to Trinidad. Grew up there for some time with our family, and when we came back to Montreal, we had a sense of homesickness and wanting to connect with our culture. So our cousin Aisha and Uncle Warren were part of this group called WestCan. So they said, "Oh, you should come to practice with us." And we were like, "Okay." We went, and we were really shy, and we were young. I think my older sister went first. I went maybe a couple months after her, and that's how we started dancing.
What is your role in WestCan?
I was a secretary, Westcan secretary. Now I just do singing and, I'm a drummer mom.
What does WestCan mean to you?
WestCan is family, it means culture, it means everything. Just keeping the culture alive, passing it down to the next generation, and just keeping it alive.
WestCan is a connection to my culture. It's a way for me to form a sense of identity. It empowers me. It allows me to express myself creatively, and it gives me a foundation, a staple here in Canada, removed from the Caribbean. It helps me to form a base and grounding to my culture here in Canada.
Westcan means family. Westcan means love. Westcan means culture. Westcan means amazing. What does it mean to me?
Yeah.
Oh, it means family. It means culture. It means traditions. It means knowledge and strength and power in knowing where I come from, what my ancestors went through, the traditions that my ancestors used to practice. It just means life. It's like if it was like a home away from home, basically. I got to meet people who look like me, share the same culture, got to learn a lot more about my culture through being with Westcan, and I love it.
WestCan has helped me in dancing. Basically, I've learned steps, I've learned certain moves, I've learned to drum from WestCan, from one of the previous drummers who's not with us anymore, but she taught me all that I know, and I was able to pass that down to the younger generation.
Speaking of the younger generation, how do you want the younger generation to benefit from WestCan?
I want them to benefit from not only dance, but I want them to get the knowledge and the history behind the dancing also do storytelling. We do still walking. We do a lot of stuff here. And just what I like is for them to benefit, to know the history, to know, get some knowledge so that when they become older, they're able to pass it down to the younger generations as well.
By doing the best that we can and helping the children out with their helping them reach their roots, like search for their roots, know their roots, and reminding the elders of what home was, how things used to be back home, where they had the drumming and the dancing. We want to keep it as authentic as possible, but we also want it to be modernized so that we want to be inclusive so that we can spread our culture with others. It's a good thing to share.
I want West Can to help others much like it helped me, right? So as a creative outlet, number one, a way so that people can understand their culture and feel proud of who they are and what they've contributed to Canadian society. Because above all, like anywhere you land in the world, you can find a piece of the Caribbean. And that sense of connection is so valuable as a person growing up and maybe trying to find oneself. So that's what I would like West Can to do for others.
I would like West Can to be the place where people feel comfortable to be themselves and to express their artistic creativity and be able to learn about their culture, their heritage, and really learning about yourself and using that self-knowledge to build esteem for youth, for the community at large.
West Can has helped me be more confident because you're on a stage and everybody's watching you. You're behind a microphone and everybody can hear you, and so it's it's a confidence boost kind of type of thing.
West Can Vocal Performing Company of Montreal. I'm Tanika Vernon, dancer and drummer, and I'm happy to be a part of this group.
Oh,